officially. Good morning. Welcome out, everyone, to the Market Watch Group. Wednesday market midpoint. We're already at the midpoint. It's just fast. You are new. We good. Okay, well, welcome. Ask questions. One of the things that I was mentioning in the post by Lee that he said was he loves that other members are here to help too. Other subscribers are going to be helpful on your journey, and they love helping. And so, yeah, really embrace our community because that's one of our strongest points. We've got great content available for you to learn from off this, at your own time to go peek at. We've got our meetings, we've got our alerts, we've got our community. Hopefully a little bit of something for whatever you're trying to do with trading. Good morning, El Jago. Good to see you. Oh, good. My stalling worked. I just look up and our numbers doubled up. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday Market Midpoint. I am Scott. I'll be your host. Good to see you, Kami. Disclaimers. What we do is for education, illustrative purposes only. Nothing is intended to be a recommendation to buy or sell any financial security or product. We're not brokers. We're not advisors. Yada, yada, yada. Good morning, Gene. Good to see you, sir. Good morning, Sandy. On the other side of the world. What are we doing today? Let's look at the opening analysis. Whatever the reason, I don't care. But the futures are up. I know that there's a lot of tariff talk, but I feel like we've sort of found a good position for how we handle that, which is we try to not think about anything other than what we see, and it's been paying off so far. We're going to keep doing it. We do have the best group. Yes. Melody says, I had a talk with someone at Tasty Trade. Okay. So Tasty Trade is the old Thinkorswim guys. I don't know if they're still there. I think they sold that one too. There's a couple of guys that I actually worked with back in the day at Thinkorswim that started Thinkorswim, and then they sold out, and then they waited their non-compete, and they started another platform. Just some options junkies, but very cool. Was a short I have to do, okay, not have to wait forever at level 3. That is a great bit of discovery you did, Melody. I'm glad that you did that, and I'm glad that you shared. Because others are definitely going to run into that as well. Okay. Mindset for open trades. We have some on. Opportunity list. We definitely have some setting up. If we hold bullishly today, I can't imagine not having an alert come out later this afternoon or sometime today. We'll look at the setups. Trading plan progress section of the week. Duncan, you joined at the right time. We are on the first week of our loop. It's our trading plan loop, our trading plan, which you can download from the resources section of the website on Circle. Our trading plan has 8 sections. So we do one a week, and every 2 months we make a pass at the plan. Sometimes some of the seasoned traders will jump in and do a pass. We always recommend, I think if you do 3 full loops, your trading plan will be stronger than you could have ever imagined. 3 loops. Loop 1 to define. Loop 2 to refine. Loop 3 to polish. Boom, boom, boom. After that, it's just all about translating observations and experience into improved trading rules, and the plan you have certainly has the capacity to help. It's a strong foundation. Miguel's on his 5th loop. His plan is better than mine. That's a great comment. He said, don't feel bad if you can't feel something on, just move on. Yeah, my advice, try for a sentence, just a sentence. One sentence. Even if it's like, I think I'm going to do this. Yeah, it's a great start. Let's see. In the next time you hit it, you're like, no, that's not at all what I'm doing. I'm doing this. And then it's just like, wow, okay. Thank you, everyone, for the help. Love it. Okay, let's jump into it now that we're here. Let's start with the futures. If you woke up in the middle of the night to use the restroom and you happen to check your phone, I mean, what else would you do then? You would have seen the futures were actually down. And then you can see that we've had overnight progress and into the morning. And now, as we are just about to see the market open, S&P up 0.24, Dow 0.34, NASDAQ 0.17, Russell 0.22. I'll tell you what, the VIX, even as we pulled back a little, the VIX was strong. Who watched it? Who felt that the VIX was giving good clarity? Where you're like, wait a second, there's no fear here. Nobody's afraid of anything right now. No one's afraid of tariffs, really. Remember that I'm going to jump right to it. Remember, VIX is all about institutional sentiment. If you're wondering if Meta is on the list for today, obviously, look at that signal, just ready to go. It's pulled back. The sellers hit it for a couple days, then nothing. It's ready to cross. We like it. Where's my watch list? Where's the VIX? In fact, the VIX is already looking to score again. Why? Because what have we been waiting for? We've been waiting for this. This was our high, and then it turned over, gave a nice trading window there. That's it. That's the next one. That's a lower high. We had one here. We had one here. We had one here. And again, just mark them. Just mark them and say to yourself, do I think that the VIX offers me a nice bit of confirmation? And there it is. What happens directly after? I'm going to red. Right after we see that move, boom, it goes up. Boom, it goes up. Boom, it goes up. Boom, it goes up. What do we have here? What are we looking for? The VIX I see right now looks like it's about to kick a flag into gear. That's what I'm looking for, especially if we pop up out of it like that. VIX looks healthy. Very healthy. Looks strong. When it crosses the moving average, is that a signal to buy? Jose asked. Do you mean the VIX? Do you mean the SPY? Or do you just mean in general? There are definitely people who build systems on moving averages. I am not one of those people. So it can be, certainly, right? It's price crossing a marker. So, but then it's like some people are like, well, when it crosses the 12, the 20, the 30, the 50, the 100, the 200, which are very common moving average timeframes used. I think moving averages are helpful. You'll notice that I keep a 50 on the 50. If we ever break the 50, I'll add the 100 and the 200 just to give perspective, because I think that's when we moved into a stronger consolidation and I want to see those other levels. Let's go back to the VIX to look at, I'm assuming then it crossed. The problem is that you'll notice here, we crossed to the downside and then we tested it, we flirted with it, we tested it. I think that can help give you confirmation, but really for us, the lower high is really what I'm most focused on. because that's two things happening. Number one, overall sentiment continues to improve. It's better this time than last time, better last time than the time before, better than that, and this traces all the way back to the highs we reached when the VIX spiked on Liberation Day, on Tariff Reveal Party Day that we had. Yeah. So I would say it can be, but for me, it's not. For me, I'm looking mostly at it's confirmed itself into a lower high at a phenomenal place. I mean, we are dying for the VIX to get back down to where it lives between 12 and 16. And then when it pops up towards 20. That's a beautiful trading environment. I can't remember the last time we had that. 2017? And it was okay in 2018 and into 2019. Obviously, when the pandemic hit, it rocked everything. And we really haven't seen sustainable low teens on the VIX since the pandemic, ironically. But here we are, back at 15 right now. Looks great. What does that tell me? Well, this is institutional sentiment. The VIX spikes. If you didn't see, Sandy posted, she said that the VIX is inversely correlated to the market. The VIX spikes when institutions start to hedge because they have an enormous footprint. If institutions are hedging, why? That's insurance. Hedging is insurance. They're buying insurance because they're nervous, fear. And when they no longer need that insurance because it's expensive, they're going to sell it. And when they do, it's going to push the VIX back down. So buying puts fear, pushes the VIX up. Unencumbering themselves, i.e. selling said puts, is confidence returning, pushing the VIX back down. Make sense? VIX is low. We love it. Looks good. All right, let's go through the watch list. I at this point, I'm not even sure which trades people may or may not have on. Let me back this out. I know that I move sometimes. I want this 6 month. There you can see Tariff Reveal Party Day. 3 here. All right, Apple. Apple's looking close. I don't care about whatever else happened. We broke this consolidation. That's a big, nice, chunky move by the buyers. Biggest thing we've seen for a while. Busted back above the 50. Now what? Now we see this little flag type pattern consolidating back down. And this thing is poised. Poised. It's ready. Could you anticipate? Yeah. I believe anticipatory trades are back on the table because my market posture. And Duncan, if you haven't seen what we do on a Sunday yet, this is what we do on Sunday mornings as a group. We sit and chat about the market conditions when all the volatility is out, because the markets are closed, and we get to be very calm and rational, and we evaluate and we say, what does this market look like? Now, this is out of 10 points. We've been on a steady rise ever since we hit those negatives back during Tariff Reveal Party days. And here we are back into 5. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is accounting for a lot of different things that add strength to the market. Money flow, appetite for risk. We look at both investor trends and trader trends. We look at conviction, a lot of things. So I would strongly suggest make it to the Sunday meetings. It's a great way to orient yourself for the week. SPX hit another new high. Kami said, yeah, we love it. We had a phenomenal few months. And I feel like we did exactly as we should do to capitalize. So what does this mean when I see my posture pop up to this 475, 525? That means to me, When it was a 3-5, I was still a little bit reticent to put on any anticipatory trades. Just like, I don't know. They would have worked, but the market just hadn't established enough for me. Now it has. I like what I see. Okay, let's get back to it. Let's get this list going. I need to update it, but it's always a good reminder that this watch list is available to you. I'm going to move over here. A quick reminder. Courses. If you come up here to courses, all of our education is available for you here. So first option trade is a nice one. First stock trade's a nice one. New members tour tells you all about what's where. These are the big ones. Trading foundations and options foundations. Those are the big ones. Very, very fancy. I drew those pictures myself. I had a little help. And then down here, you have group downloads. This is a very important one for you. Trading plan outline, sample trading plan, market posture log, trading logs, or stock log, option log. And then here you have the current group watch list. This is the list that I go through. You can click on it, download it. Beautiful. We have a very, very strong curated watch list full of what? Market leaders, high liquidity, ready for options. So everything we could want to trade. Okay. Get out of here. I don't need you anymore. Highlight the week's watch list and what we do, what Miguel's talking about, we have a weekly list that comes out. We basically go through on Sundays and we say which of these are most likely to turn into trades. Apple's on the list. Amazon. Now, Amazon's an interesting one. I could see some people being in this trade because of this. Breaking the flag. Valid. I don't believe that this actually took out if you were looking at this as your support, this is still on. This is a hiccup. You're still in. If you didn't trade it, you're waiting for additional move. If you're in it, you're saying, hey, I'm still okay here. I don't panic because the stock takes a little hiccup after I get in. That's just the stock letting you know it knows you're there. APH. We just had a very nice trade on APH. And now waiting for the next one, hoping, as we all recognize, that earnings are upon us. That's the next big chunk of information coming our way. Is earnings, corporate earnings are kicking off. Earnings season is kicking off in about a week from today. That's when we see a big chunk of them. So we know it's coming up. Yeah, this looks great. This looks like it's pulling back. It's in a flag now. And even if it went a little further, I would probably give it to about, maybe 95, maybe a little more. Anything in there. Boom. The moving average is moving this way. There's a definite trade setting up here for us, I believe. Bank of America had a little gap down, but it seems to be stabilizing. Financials are getting a little tricky. Be careful if you trade in the financials. There's Bank of America, 716. Earnings are, I don't know, they always change their little, there it is. Before market. So you really only have till 7:15 because the earnings will come out before the market the next day. Okay. Still setting up. Stochastic. Yeah, I think we may run into a timing issue. We'll see. Caterpillar. Caterpillar could be breaking its flag as of right now. Bam. And speaking of your stow, starting to turn. Yeah, the industrials, you can see we're close to the all-time high. It's up about right here. I think it could pop it. We'll see. CLS, very close. Just having a little bit of a consolidation. We'll see what happens as it pops out of that. Yeah, these things are just locked and loaded, man. They're ready to go. Okay, so CME had like one last hoorah, and I was like, woo, anyone who stayed in this, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom. I don't love it. I'm not going to trade it. I'm going to throw it out because I'm pretty sure everyone's done with it by now. I didn't like the way this one's moving. I'm kicking it off my island. If you keep it on your island, that's fair. Capital One. Same kind of thing in the financials, right? Big, strong move coming in. Now we're seeing a bit of a flag consolidation pattern. This one has a little bit more time. Not till like the 20th. Do we break the so I'm going to draw my normal box, my flag / box. That's what it looks like. If it breaks the flag, great. But if it doesn't and it falls down into this, great. Just wait for the consolidation to end and bam, we'll have something there. Patience. Patience on some things. Oh, Cisco looks like it wants to go soon too. We had a great trade on Cisco. We took this trade back here on this signal. Made a nice move up. Reached all targets. Now what? Looking for the next one. Where's resistance? There's not much. We have one touch. And then it's pulling back and getting ready. Chomping at the bit for Cisco. Anticipatory? Sure. Thinking about that too. Here's the Dow today, looking pretty strong. EA. So EA, if you notice, I will draw and I'll draw first a box, or first a flag. That's the flag, and then I draw. And I'm thinking if it pops out of the flag, great. But if it doesn't, then I have the box. The box is where we move from a flag consolidation to just a generic pullback. Is this still valid right here? Absolutely. Not today. But if we see, let's say we doji tomorrow, then it starts to turn. You can see your stochastics is already pinching down here. This thing crosses, bam. There's our next trade. There's our next trade. We'll see. GE Vernova. Yeah, I would say you could have looked at that. I mean, it's on. It's okay. It's okay. Gold, not for me. Google. Yeah. Had a nice pop. Now it's in its now I wouldn't call this a flag. I'd just call this a pullback, but if it stabilizes and turns, absolutely. Absolutely I like it. Though I like Meta better. Goldman. Perfect looking consolidated flag pattern, but the problem here is we're running out of time. I said this. I said a week or two ago that I'm going to see if the financials are able to finish the current cycle, complete a seller's cycle, and then go from there. Maybe. Hood. Whoa, it's close. Now, what's good about Robinhood from the financial sector? It's not looking to report earnings in here with everybody else. It's got a little bit more time. Very strong trend. Very strong stock. Nice looking consolidation. If it breaks out of this, great. If it doesn't, I'm going to give it all the way back to here. And more than that, it's kind of a lot. Like if it were to make this pullback all the way to the 50, at that point, I think I'm going to wait for something like this to come out of it, right? Where it goes up, down, up, gives me a higher low. But if it can happen in the box, good to go. Now, if anyone has any specific questions, these are pretty expensive options in Hood. We're not far from the low, so relatively they're pretty cheap, but the implied volatility is 76%. Those are expensive. Those are expensive. SPX is ripping right now. Kami says. Howmet looking close. IBM. If you took an IBM trade, I would be like, yeah, valid. And then what happened? It hiccuped. Is a hiccup wrong? No, it hasn't broken its support. That's support. When we take these bounce trades, which is what we're doing, what are they bouncing off of? Support. I have a very, very strong trading rule that has served me so well through the years that says, if the original reason for getting in the trade is no longer valid, get out. It's a good rule. It's been a great rule. It's also good for staying in, right? Think about the other side of that coin. If the original reason is still holding, then show some patience. Be brave, Sandy says. Be brave. It's a hiccup. I want you guys to look back at how many hiccups we've had that we sat through that turned into phenomenal trades versus how many hiccups we've had that didn't. And you're glad. I promise. Okay. A hiccup, still valid. If you're not in it and you see it do this and then you see it do this and you're like, oh, if you're in the trade, you're like, great. Let's move this to here and let's get going again, right? And you're like, can you do that? It's your line. You can do whatever the hell you want with that line. I'll move that line if I want to. It's mine. I made it. I can delete it if I want to, so I can move it too. And if you're not, is it too late? I would actually say you're still waiting for a little more confirmation out of the hiccup. You're waiting for this. Or you can anticipate out of the hiccup. We said anticipatories are back on the table, so absolutely not too late. Right on time. Right in the middle of where it should be. Okay, let's keep going. What time is it? We're doing great. I'm not yapping too much today. Everybody's happy. IWM. Now, you might look and say, look, Scott, that did the same thing. And you're right. And you might ask, did you trade it? I talked about it and I said, if it turns and does this, I'm going to trade it. And then I didn't. I don't know why. I don't have a good answer. There's no good answer. I hate when I do that. I know people are out there nodding where you're like, yeah, I've done that too, Scott. I know. Everything's right. You're waiting for it. And then you just, I think I got distracted by another trade. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'll look tomorrow. And then the next day it gapped up. And then it did this. And then by the time it did this, then I'm like, okay, I can't chase into this thing now. That's not my trade anymore. It's all right. We'll get the next one. Meta. Oh, Meta looks fabulous. I'm going to get my alert template out. I'm going to start putting some things on. Yeah. You know what, Miguel? This is what I've decided. We don't. It's called a debt is owed trade because we don't revenge trade. That's a bad idea. But if a debt is owed, we'll keep watching and we'll make sure we collect that debt. That's not revenge. That's just simply collecting a debt. Debt is owed and must be paid. You have a whole watch list for it. Love it. Amazing. Yeah, I'm thinking that's a good move up here. I think we have something. Yes. Yes. Morgan Stanley. We had a very nice trade on this one. I lost patience and I ended up closing here, but a couple of days later, it got to the target we wanted. I don't know if anybody held all the way to that top target. I wanted somebody to come out and brag and say that they did. I got the first one and then it just sort of sat and then it got to a weekend and I'm like, you know what? We're good here. Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. We know the rules. And now it's flagging. I just don't know if there's time. What did I do? Sorry, that's not the right stock. Where did you go? Miguel. Yeah, right. I mean, it was still a good chunk of meat. It's not like that meat wasn't delicious and satisfying. Yeah. It was missing some of its gravy. And I love gravy. Who doesn't? Okay. Microsoft. So that was it, I think. We were watching, and it kind of popped on its flag right there. Hiccuped. I think you could take this as a hiccup, a flag hiccup. I would go hike and ashy. Wouldn't go much below here probably for the stop. That's still about 12 points. It's so slow. That's the problem. Very slow. I mean, I see it. I just, sometimes bullish doesn't actually mean tradable. So there you go. Micron. Yeah, I think Micron looks great. If you're in Micron, I'd be like, yeah, okay. I actually took Micron anticipatory here, sat through the hiccup, loved it yesterday. Today it's fine. Anybody? I don't know that that's going to turn into a signal at this point. We'll see. I like Meta better. Miguel, yes, nice. Netflix. So we wanted this one for a spread trade because it's so expensive. And everyone's like, I don't want to trade Netflix. It's so expensive. I get it. I will tell you this. I've traded on expensive stocks with out of the money options before, where I start 300 out of the money and then 100 out of them. Like the option's never in the money. That doesn't matter. If you're like, well, the option has to get in the money for me to make money. No, that's wrong. It doesn't. It doesn't. You can start out of the money, end out of the money, and as long as it goes up in a timely fashion, and we quantify it, we will go look at it, and we're going to be like, okay, we give it 7 to 10 days, and if in those 7 to 10 days we get this is what's going to happen. But at this point, we just don't have that much time. This is what I've been saying the whole time about the financials. I got an extra day here, 7/17 after market. What day is that? That's a week from Wednesday, but anyways. If you get 5 wins, then you can get into an expensive option. There you go. Or as Melody is doing, make sure you get yourself level 3 and throw a debit spread on it. So that option that was going to be $35, which is $3,500. Then you sell one that's $3,300, and you end up with a $200 investment with the potential to make $300 on that. And if you're only risking half of yours, well, you got a 3-to-1. Okay, we can make things work. Yeah, if you hot with Kelly, you're not wrong about that. That's taking advantage of what you should take advantage of. I love that. Okay, NVIDIA. Come on, NVIDIA's up 2.5% and Palantir's just kind of sitting. Palantir, get your shit together. Come on, man. You're better than this. Yesterday, it pulled back, and I'm like, it's going to be fine. Come on, Palantir. You're one of the top 3 from 2024. You've got a reputation to uphold. We expect more from you. I'm just saying. Think about it. Do better. Roblox, yeah, a little hiccup. A little hiccup after a phenomenal Monday. RTX is still trying. It hasn't failed, but it's not really doing much. You may still have a piece of this. May or may not have a piece of this. It hasn't materialized the way we wanted, but it actually still has a little bit of profit in it. So there you go. Here's the SPY making its move up, looking pretty good, trying to break its own flag. Tesla's fighting some headwinds, some self-created headwinds. I don't know. If you don't have a trade on in the chips, here's one setting up, coming out of a flag on TSM. Uber a bit overextended. Visa. Okay, whatever happened, whatever else. Visa did this, and it broke its consolidation, and now it's doing this. And if it stabilizes in here and turns, I'd think about it. Absolutely. VIX is down, looking pretty good. Walmart. Now, okay, communication services, definitely one of our leading groups. It's got some great opportunity with Meta. Communication services and tech both look great. There's some action in industrials. I think financials look strong, but just it's about to come into a logistical problem with the earnings. So be careful as far as that goes. That's the watch list. As I said, I'm expecting an alert to come out. It looks like it's going to be Walmart, but there could be other. We'll see what happens. Before we run out of time, let's take a quick look at our trading plan outline. So this is what is downloadable, Duncan, from our resources section, is this. And this is a great big outline, and you're thinking, oh, that's a lot. When we eat elephants, we start with one bite. And here's our first bite. 1 week, 1 hour. Just give me 1 hour. I want 3 bullets of your top strengths. Just 3. If you have more, great. I want a minimum of 3 weaknesses. What holds you back? These will become very important to us in 7 weeks when we talk about goals. And 1 paragraph each. That's it. And even a sentence, like we said. Just a sentence. Give me some strengths and weaknesses, a few sentences here and there, and then we have our personal info. This is the section that through the years I've gotten a lot of pushback from people. Why do I need to do that? You need to do it. This is where we define and cultivate motivation. Right? So that when you hit that point in time where you're like, why am I doing this? It's all right here. It's all, the why is there. So anyways, spend a little time on that. If you haven't, spend a little more. If you have, get it polished. Let's talk about it. We have tomorrow night, we have our market foundations sessions. Glenn will be first. I'll be second. I missed mine yesterday, but I'll be there on Thursday. This afternoon, Glenn will wrap up the market for an hour. Make sure you go there and talk about whatever trade alert comes out later today. Unless the market does a little weird thing and sells off in the afternoon, then we may pause. But as long as things hold up, look pretty good coming out of the morning, I would expect that. Okay. Did I miss anything? We're right on time, amazingly. Thank you, Vladimir, as always. Anything I didn't talk about that I should have? Anything I didn't talk about enough? Let me know. I feel like things are looking pretty good. Trades on should be doing pretty well. And let's move forward. Thank you, everybody. It's great to see you all. Have an amazing rest of your morning and day. I will see you tomorrow. As always, happy trading.